The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Where the road to immortality begins for most teams, we're underway from Wild Card Weekend. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Go! Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Set. Go.
Here's Mitchell again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He fields this at the 18. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be Vikings football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Another carry for him. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Like so many before him, he's brought down by DeForest Buckner. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He has it at the 22. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the 49ers will go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Running right with Mitchell. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Here we go. Set.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this one skips out of bounds and will be marked inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Allen. Hauled in left side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Still has some space inside the 35. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
Didn't take a rocket scientist to know, Kate. They wanted to get the ball in this guy's hands any way they could, not just in the passing game, and he just showed you why. This defense not prepared for his impact on the ground.
He's contained at the line for no gain. Brought down by Fred Warner. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They kick the running back in motion. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. Quite the throw from him on that play, Brock. I gotta say, he looked like he'd make quite the emergency quarterback for this squad if the need ever arises, huh?
And, Kate, I know how this plays out, all right? They worked on it all week. He showed out during the practice week on the practice field, and now he just showed out when it really mattered, and everybody's going to hear about it, and they don't mind, because you're absolutely right. That was a dime for 6.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. This, our last play of the quarter.
Let's go now.
Now a give right side to Mitchell. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the first. 1 quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll have it 2nd and 8. From the 32. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Kittle brings it in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Trying to push this. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the 1st.
You know what? Everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Pass into the hands of Devontae Walker. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Hand off to the back. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Easily had the yardage for a 1st, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go, set.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Whew, I think coverage got away with one right there, Kate. There was actually space, and if that throw came out 1 second earlier, that could have been 6.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Daniels back to throw. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down. On comes the field goal unit to try this one for the 49ers. This one from an even 40 yards out. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Pretty obvious as defense. I mean, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
1st and 10 from the 41. They give it to him again. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Brought in right side by Moore. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they didn't give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Room to run inside the 20. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses.
Touchdown, Minnesota! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Extra point attempt coming up. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send in flight. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's the handoff. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. So it's the 2-minute warning here from the home of the faithful. And it's the 49ers who have 2nd and 4. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
A risky throw, and they're going to intercept it. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Vikings get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Well, great work by the defense there, Brock. Coverage keeping things tight downfield even as he extended the play, and as a result, they pick up the INT.
And the eyes were bigger than the stomach on that throw. It was as if he was committed to it right when he left the pocket. But if nothing opens up, you're going to pay for trying to make a throw that simply isn't there.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he's brought down for a loss. We have an injured player down there, and with his history, we really hope this is nothing serious. It is J.K. Dobbins who was hurt on that one. Offense to the line for second down.
Ready?
Running back sent in motion. He'll work it a couple yards past the line. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9.
Half. 56. Stop. Get down.
Throwing from the gun. Complete over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Alert! That's it.
Here's 2nd and 11. Short pass brought in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. They give to Dobbins to start the third. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Here's the one back on the handoff. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Allen on 3rd and short. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And 4th and 4 coming up.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
On 4th down, Allen. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on 4th down and pick up the first.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll motion Smith left. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave them enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Alert, alert, alert!
There's a handoff up the gut. In the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Allen to throw. This throw is caught. And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send in flight. Fielded at the 7. And look at this return. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Tez Walker touchdown. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield.
Middle. Hey, tight. Off 52.
First and 10. Here's Allen. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Blown back gets the handoff. Into the secondary past the 40. And he's all the way down to the 36. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Back to the well again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
And as that one winds up incomplete, it brings us to the end of the third quarter. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. It's Vikings football, and they know they're only 1 quarter away from advancing here. This is biggest moment of the game so far, an important field goal try here. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Mitchell again. Escapes a defender. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a 49er first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Here we go, set. Ready.
Daniels on first down. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Go.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Here we go, here we go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And once again, they can't connect. He was looking for Jalen Polk. And now they're staring at 4th and long. On comes the field goal unit to try this one for the 49ers. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. Oh, and that's not going to do it. He hooked it. The kick no good, wide left. And the deficit remains 2 scores.
They needed a few things to go right to make a comeback. And the first one, well, you had to. That was not a want to. That was a have to with that field goal. Without it, tough to imagine overcoming a 2-score deficit, Kate.
They'll run here on first down. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. And holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Hits his running back. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how...
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Ready up.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Let's go now.
They kick the running back in motion. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second. And incompletion is still pretty good, too.
Come 19. Come 19. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
3rd and long for Daniels. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field. Incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Tight. Hook.
Now Daniels to throw. Escapes the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. How about 19 yards on 4th down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Again, Daniels to the air. On the move, headed right. Throwing this back in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Vikings have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, Well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. Vikings holding a 10-point lead. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Dobbins trying the right side. Hits a seam at the 40. And he has this all the way across to the opposing 45. It's a pickup of 26. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Man in motion, headed right. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of them.
They'll go to a knee, and that defense can only stop the clock 2 more times. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. The Vikings in victory formation here as they take a knee.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They take one final knee. Time's going to run out. Brock, their playoff story begins with a victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Vikings